Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 minutes. I'm going to go shorty, and I'm going to break one of my kind of rules today. I'm going to review an anthology because the whole Deadpool Batman thing has taken over, and I didn't really go in this with high expectations. If I'm completely honest, what I thought this would be is a comic book the two companies who are at the top of their game are going to put out because it will just sell. Like, they could have done anything they wanted to this one. We've ordered a whole bunch of extra copies and everything. That's for because I'm fairly sure people who've never stepped foot in a comic book store before will come in and buy this kind of thing. And that is a good thing. And I shouldn't really complain about it. But part of me does just feel like maybe if this was a dog poo and raw milk smoothie, people would still come into comic stores and buy it. And yes, cool, I'll make my money, and that's fine. But as well as owning a comic book store and making my living from selling comic books, I'm a comic book fan, and I kind of want them to be better than they sometimes are. And in this particular case, it's hit that exactly perfectly for me, because it is everything I thought it would be, but not as bad as it could have been. There's some nice moments in it. I'm mainly going to be talking about the core one, the Deadpool versus Batman, because that's what most people will be picking it up for. And first off, start with some criticism. That's a god-awful Batmobile. I apologise to anyone involved who created that thing, but Lord have mercy, stop doing that. Do a different Batmobile. That one just doesn't work in any way, shape, or form. But the story itself was kind of fun, it was kind of solid. It never really did anything that I didn't expect it to, and I am going to spoil a few little bits here, so if you've not read it or you don't want spoilers, look away now. Go and read something else. In this particular case, though, from the moment we had Bruce Wayne sat there looking in his mansion, looking all miserable, talking about various chemicals, about, oh yeah, the Joker, that's all going to be a great thing to have when you've got Deadpool involved. Oh man, Joker's going to hate Deadpool. I can totally see there's going to be some double cross going, but I bet the person they're double crossing is going to totally know it's double cross. And I am basically in my head going through the stuff that happens, and I think bar maybe one or two slight little riffs, I kind of got everything, including the fact that Deadpool was totally going to have the Joker serum. That was 100% going to happen. And it was it was fun, because it did everything I wanted it to. And for the most part, Batmobile notwithstanding, it looked very, very good indeed. Great artist, good writing, good pacing. The humour that I expect to be there was there and done quite nicely. And unlike most of the stuff, they at least put some effort into explaining why Deadpool was in Batman's universe. The only other story which I think didn't really need to worry about that was the very final one. It's called Logo, which was a Lobo crossover, but it wasn't a crossover. It was literally imagining this whole alternate universe where you take any two reasonably similar characters, one from DC, one from Marvel, meld them together and see what you get. Hence, Lobo as a Wolverine. And it worked. It was stupid. It was over the top. It was exactly the kind of stuff I expected to see from this kind of thing. The artwork was brilliant. The jokes were on the nose. There was some fantastic little visual bits of humour, which I really enjoyed. But then for the rest of them, it mostly felt like they never gave any thought whatsoever as to why these crossovers happening, other than wouldn't that be fun. The Jeff the Landshark Crypto Superdog was brilliant and charming and lovely and wonderful, but it also didn't need to happen. It was just a thing that was on some pages and filled some space, and I went, oh, at the end of it. The Green Arrow Daredevil one, I'm probably going to have a few people not like this one, but I actually quite enjoyed that one. I'm a fan of Kevin Smith, even though I don't particularly like all of his comic book work, but in this particular case, it felt like him just having quite a bit of fun with two characters written before, riffing off each other in ways which leaned into campness to a certain degree, but was also kind of charming, kind of silly, kind of funny, and thankfully in this case did not overstay its welcome. It's only 8 pages or something like that. I think if that had carried on, it would have annoyed even me, but at the time it was going on, I'm like, yeah, cool, this is just fun. The Wonder Woman Captain America one was actually kind of nice. I like this idea of two absolute idealists meeting and butting heads, agreeing for the most part, but understanding that they have mildly different ideologies, they come from different places and approach things differently, and it was kind of nice. But it was also the worst of these examples of just, why are they together? No explanation given. Apparently it's just a thing that happens. There's no reason why Miles Morales hasn't gone to Gotham. He just doesn't think it'd be fun, so he hasn't gone there. But he could. That's just what it feels like, and that doesn't work well for me. Don't get me wrong, I think that's going to go one of two ways. You're either somebody who just is in this comic book for the laugh, for the fun, and you want this crossover and the fun things you can have as a result of it, including Frank Miller doing Old Man Logan versus Return of the Dark Knight Batman. That's cool. If that's what you want, brilliant. You don't need explanation if you just want the fun for it. But I do kind of like at least a little bit of how and the why. Don't go into too much detail. Don't drop so much exposition on me that it gets in the way of the story. The two either end, the two bookends for it, manages perfectly with the throwaway comment of, well, it turns out the person I really wanted was in the universe. So I jumped on the cosmic treadmill, and it's like, yeah, all right, cool, that's all I need, I'm good, carry on. And the final one's being like, no, this is just its own universe, its own world, it's doing its own things. Both of those worked fine. Some of the rest of them fell a little bit, but I didn't expect top-tier writing, top-tier storytelling from any of these. The fact that I was slightly more impressed than I thought would be is probably the best I was going to say about it. That's it from me for now, though. Until I see you all again, look after you, everyone. Stay safe. Bye!